Have you dreamed of bigger things for your life? Then you are in the right place. Each week, you will be given tips on how to change your inner dialogue, conquer your goals, and ways to step into a higher version of yourself. I'm your host, Lauren Kubat. I'm a motivational speaker who hosts personal development events. I'm a sought-after fitness instructor, a wife, and a mom of 2 young boys. I'm obsessed with all things personal development, and I believe anyone can achieve the life they want. Let the Become Your Vision podcast be the inspiration you need to step into greater things. Now let's go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. I am excited about today's topic. It's a little bit lighter. If you listened to the podcast last week, some cliff notes. My husband got COVID. I think I got COVID because I lost my taste of smell. I lost my scent and then taste. So, but I waited. So last week when I talked to you, I was saying I think I had it because, I lost my senses, 2 of my senses. And then, but I waited until I got tested. So the episode came out last Wednesday. I think I recorded on Monday or something like that. I got tested this past Friday and it came out negative, which I had a feeling it would because all my symptoms were gone. Didn't have a fever, didn't have, what else? It wasn't achy or anything like that. And I know taste and smell, it can come and go. And then also on last week's episode, I kind of just shared a journal. I was kind of in a blah state. It was a little bit vulnerable. So this week is a little bit lighter. I think it's important to note that I am currently wearing light pink Crocs. Let me explain the meaning behind these Crocs. So I got Tom is my husband, Crocs for Father's Day or his birthday. He wanted them. And I'm like, they're super, super unsexy, but I'm like, whatever, that's what he wants. He's very hard to buy for. So I was like, okay, I'll get him Crocs. But ever since I got him Crocs, I always give him shit, just like a funny thing. And I usually share on Facebook or Instagram just because I think it's hilarious. And other people find it hilarious too, because, we're known as a Croc family now because people send us memes and all of the just funny stuff. And anyway, I was like, no, I am not getting Crocs. Anyway, so my girlfriend Maria, if she's listening, shout out to Maria. She surprised me. She listened to last week's episode and she wanted to do something funny, cheer me up a little bit or whatever. So she dropped off these light pink Crocs and I feel like I'm eating my words because they are super comfortable, super, super comfortable, but I will not be wearing them out in public unless I'm going to Walmart or something like that where I feel like it's appropriate. And another random thing, I want to ask you guys, this is super random, but how often do you get something stuck in your eye? Right before I started recording this show, I had an eyelash or something in my eye. It eventually came out. I don't even know. But for the past 3 weeks, once a week, I've been getting something in my eye. And that's probably one of the most annoying things ever. And it was funny. Last week, I got an eyelash in my eye and I was bitching to Tom. This was when I thought I had COVID. He had COVID. He's like, you want to know the worst thing about COVID is you got an eyelash stuck in your eye. And I just started bursting out laughing because I was just complaining about my eye and I had, all these other symptoms and here I am complaining about something in my eye. Anyway, let's get into the show. Last week, I also asked you guys, how can we still want to improve ourselves and lives, but also love everything that already is, appreciate everything that is, and how do we do that? And I got some great responses. So the first response I got was acknowledging items of gratitude daily and intentionally while actively pursuing goals. That was amazing. Again, the question was, how can we still want to improve ourselves and lives, but also love everything that already is? This other person said gratitude, and recognizing what you want and not what others want from you. Awesome response. Try not to focus on how you look, but how you feel. Amazing. Yes, sometimes that is hard for me. And you'll see in the show, though, when I get into it, I started to focus more on how I was feeling instead of how I thought I looked. And the fourth response was live in the moment and intentionally look for small victories. Yes, yes, yes. So true. Sometimes we get caught up in our own heads that we forget to look at the joy that is right in front of us or think about all the amazing things that we have in our life. So if you have a different response to add, I'd love for you to reach out to me on social media or email me, and I'll leave those both in the show notes. Okay, so during all of this, my husband and I, we were quarantined, blah, blah, blah. I took up walking. And I was away from people, so don't worry, okay? I didn't touch anybody. I was far from 6 feet away from everyone. But anyway, I needed fresh air. And can I just tell you that these walks were therapeutic? I swear they were. And like I said, I wasn't in the best headspace. During some of the days of quarantine, I got like my mojo back. Does anybody say mojo anymore? I started feeling myself towards the end of quarantine. But anyway, during the beginning, I was spending way too much time on social media. But every time I came back home after these long walks, I felt a million times better. A million times better. I was like a brand new mom, like a brand new wife. And these walks were probably about like 30 minutes to an hour. I would say probably the average was like 45 minutes. Let's just average it at that. But when I would begin these walks, it would be cold because it does get cold here in Charleston. Now, not as cold as other places like Chicago or Boston. But I'm from Chicago, but I'm such a baby now when it comes to the cold. But it gets down to the 30s. That's usually when I started my walks. It was probably in the 30s, 40s, maybe a couple 50 days. But I actually looked forward to these walks. I would just bundle up and I tried to do some at-home workouts. That didn't really work, like with weights and stuff. I wasn't into it. I was not feeling it, but I honestly enjoyed these walks. So even before quarantine, I have been feeling like stuck. I've been like super unmotivated as far as like work goes. Not very creative. And that's why I was unmotivated, is because like I was just like a dry spell, I guess, when it comes to work, like in creativity. And I was struggling with content for the show, getting down at times, playing that comparison game, things like that. And when I went on these walks, I found clarity. I found motivation again. And it was like a catalyst to doing other things. And once I got my walk in, I felt like I can do more. And I've always been one to like sporadically go on walks, like the kids and I go on walks, or we walk to the park as a family. And those walks are great. Everyone benefits. But the walks where I can listen to a podcast, get other people's advice and tips, or where I can listen to music or a book on Audible, I feel like those ones are so profound. And it sounds silly, but I remember when I was younger, even now, actually, because my mom knew I was kind of down. And we used to go on walks when I was, younger, and with each other or whatever. And anytime I'm feeling down now, about something, she'll be like, just go on a walk. Just go on a walk. And she'll take her own advice too if she's feeling down. She's like, oh, I'm going to go for a walk. And they're so helpful. And I love that advice that my mom gives me because it's true. It's true. Even in the beginning, you might not feel like going for a walk, but you feel a million times better. And I think why I was enjoying these walks so much is because I took the pressure off myself to quote unquote get a workout in. I was like, I wasn't feeling my best. I usually work out 6 days a week, pretty, lifting pretty heavy, or I'm teaching classes where I'm talking the whole time. And sometimes there's a lot of pressure behind these workouts. Like if I'm teaching, I feel like I have to be on, I have to think about the next thing and what we're doing. And, the class obviously has a plan. I have to have a plan and what songs work for, if I'm teaching ride, what songs work for different intervals, things like that. And if I'm working the days that I don't teach, I feel like I have to rush when I'm at the gym because, okay, so there's a daycare and parents can work out up to 2 hours. So what I usually do is, actually what I always do is I get my workout in first. So I set a time limit, like usually 45 minutes, especially if I have a lot of computer work to do. I bring my laptop to the gym, access their Wi-Fi or use my hotspot. And I feel like, okay, get your workout in so you can work right away. So my workouts are kind of rushed. Or other times I put the pressure on myself to get a good lift in, make sure, lifting a little bit heavier. And with the walks, there was no pressure. It was pure enjoyment. And I found so much more freedom when I took the pressure off myself. And I want to do this with my workouts now. If I feel like just walking on the treadmill, I want to just walk on the treadmill or do something light. And I feel like I enjoy working out. I do, but not all workouts are going to be 100%. You're not always going to feel up to it. Usually on those days, I just use if I'm super drained, I'll use the machines or something and usually go light in weight. But there's something to say when you take the pressure off of myself. And it is so important to move and listen to what your mind and body want to do. And my mind was telling me I needed to get out, fresh air. I needed a break from the kids. My husband was still working at home through all this. And my body was letting me know that I couldn't do anything intense. And I think that's exactly why so many people enjoy yoga, because it's that mind and body connection. Or with Zumba, it's super high energy and fun music. And in those classes, you absolutely listen to your body. And if your body needs rest and needs to sit on the couch or take a nap, then do it without guilt. And I feel like we live in this state of go, 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 do. The more you do, the better that you are, you're more successful. And we feel bad for just sitting on the couch, but it's okay. You're obviously doing that because you want to, and I used to think I love my naps, and when I can take a nap, I am all for it. But I used to feel guilty for taking a nap, I should be doing laundry or, should be cleaning or whatever. But if you are so drained, a quick nap or I can't really take a quick nap, but a 45-minute nap would be just what I need. And then it's the catalyst to do more things. Anyway, so listen to your body. Then that is the whole point of the show. Listen to your body, and walking can go a long way and can really improve and boost your mood. But before we go, I want to share the review of the week. It is called The Kick in the Butt I Need. It's from H_Holbert03. She says, or he says, is a she. I know who she is. But anyway, Become Your Vision podcast has been my go-to for weekly motivation. I love hearing advice on how other busy moms build schedules to, or build their schedule to also prioritize working out. Hearing how their workouts have changed and what they focus on is exactly what I need to hear. I also love how Lauren digs deeper to talk about the mentality you need to maintain a schedule that prioritizes you. Lauren's podcast is the weekly kick in the butt that I need, and she reminds me that what I want is possible. Thank you so much. If you're listening, reach out to me. I will give you a Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts gift card. Next week, I have C. McDermott on the show, and we're going to talk about meditation, how to start it, what it is, and, if you're a mom and you're busy, you're like, how can I meditate? Because, how can I create more Zen? We're going to get into all of that, so stay tuned for next week's episode. And as always, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. Remember, you got this. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you love this episode, make sure you are subscribed so you know when more episodes come available. My goal is to inspire others to become their vision, and one way to get the word out is with reviews. I would really appreciate it if you left an honest review on iTunes, and it would mean so much to me. Thanks again, and remember to go after the life you want. Bye, guys.